Hello, I'm High Priestess Miss Noreen Alcyone, and today we are going to look at the collective energies for February 2026. To divine the collective energies for February, we are working with the Celtic Ogham and the Celtic Dragon Tarot. So the central energy of this reading is the current conscious energies of the collective overall. So consciously, in the collective, we have Idha or Aspen and the Four of Wands. This echoes the energy of last month, as Idha represents the energy of fear. With Idha and the Four of Wands coming out together, it is saying that the collective currently has a lot of fear, and that this is surrounding the foundations of your life, and about the lasting sustainability of the foundations you've created, such as love, career, and finances. So we can see that even though there is a lot of fear here with Idha, you are actually in a favorable position and are being encouraged to trust that you and your foundations are protected. You are being encouraged to continue to move forward in embodying your higher truth and in living a life that is in alignment with your dharma or your soul's purpose. Because you have a lot of powerful spiritual energies here that are protecting you in the foundations of your life that can withstand any negativity you may face and that may arise from you living your truth. Because this particular Four of Wands is showing such a powerful and strong foundation. You are also being encouraged to examine how and why you allow your own fear in life that doesn't have an actual basis in reality to hold you back and even potentially create negative scenarios and outcomes unnecessarily. Sometimes we're our own worst enemy. Okay, so this is the subconscious aspects of the collective for February. And this is represented by the Two of Pentacles, which is about finding internal balance within during times where you feel like you are under a lot of pressure. This teaches the trust that is necessary for balance and shows you how to maintain the clearness of mind that is necessary when moving from one reality to another. So collectively, we can see that we are trying to bridge a reality, and we're trying to call in a reality where we are embodying our soul's truth and our higher nature. Okay, so the below energies of this reading represent the southern aspect of the medicine wheel, and that represents the present moment. So the energies we have here are Doer or Oaken reversed and the Nine of Swords. So Doer is the oak tree. And when the oak tree is upright, it is one of the strongest and largest and most regal of trees, which would represent not only durability, but being in long-standing positions of success that allow you to be in a leadership position. With it coming out in reverse, it is showing some sort of self-sabotage in your behavior that is preventing this from happening. Remember, we need to be leaders for ourselves in our own lives before we can begin leading other people. Okay, so with the energy of the Nine of Swords here, it is once again showing that this is due to fear, overthinking, and even despair from brooding over the past. Even though this man has two dragons here with him who are there to comfort him and remind him of his innate creational ability, he can't see them because he's too focused on his own suffering. And these below energies, these southern aspects of the medicine wheel, are just affirming the overall conscious energies of the collective that we saw in this middle aspect. So in the next position, we have the western aspect of the medicine wheel, which represents the past energies, which is or spindle and reversed, and the Six of Pentacles. So or spindle is all about how you create or weave your destiny or the tapestry of your life together. When it is upright, it shows that you are embodying your higher self and are using your talents and abilities to alchemize your divine inspirations into a physical form. When it is reversed, it means that you haven't done that level of work, which creates a cognitive dissonance between who you think you are and what you think you are capable of, and what you think your life should look like versus what you've actually accomplished in reality. So with the energy of the Six of Pentacles, this is saying that you have been given to appropriately, even if it is not in alignment with what your ego thinks you should have. Everything is in divine alignment within the moment. Okay, so we're going to move on from the Western energies and now into the Northern aspect of the medicine wheel. So the Northern aspect of the medicine wheel represents the wisdom of the ancestors and the cosmic guidance that you need to correct all of the negative aspects in this reading. So here we have Salya or Willow and the Two of Wands. Salya or Willow is all about letting yourself be more flexible in your approach. Salya is a very feminine tree, so it is about not being so rigid and embracing the feminine aspect of your nature that allows you to be less defensive, so that you can learn new ways of thinking and open yourself up to new opportunities. It is also about subconscious and unconscious reprogramming, which can be done by connecting to the moon, to the nighttime realm, and through working with different goddesses to remove fears and limiting beliefs that are creating oppression within your reality and are preventing you from fulfilling your dharma and embodying your soul's truth. And if you do this, the outcome will be the Two of Wands, which is all about creating the masculine and feminine balance that is necessary within your energy system to have more positive focus and willpower that will enable you to manifest your desires and not be so bogged down by feeling like there are oppressive forces within your environment that are working against you. Remember, everything first starts within the mind. Okay, so we're going to move on to the Eastern aspects of the medicine wheel. And the Eastern aspects of the medicine wheel represents the future energies. So the future energies for the collective in this reading, we have Coal or Hazel reversed and the Star. So Coal or Hazel, when it is upright, it's all about seeing different ways of thinking that bring you out of the current construct in which you originally created from, thus opening up new doorways or opportunities that you couldn't see before, and that bridges you to a new world or reality. Since it is reversed, it is showing that you haven't currently yet integrated the wisdom to fully step into a new reality, but with the Star being here, you can begin to connect to this new reality by choosing to believe in it and by allowing the idea of it to be like a guiding light or star that is being anchored into the earth and into you. This will help you to begin to embody the new reality that you've been dreaming of that has not yet completely taken physical form. You're once again being called to look at your belief system and to remove any limiting beliefs made out of ignorance and deceit. You can do this by working with your root and crown chakra, because the star is the 17th tarot card, which broken down is the energies of 1 and 7. The root chakra is your first chakra, which represents the manifestation of your current existence in this now moment. The shadow aspect of the root chakra is ignorance. So you're being called to remove how you manifest out of ignorance. The crown chakra is your 7th chakra, which represents your knowingness through your connection to the divine. The shadow aspect of the 7th chakra is deceit. So when you remove ignorance and deceit from your existence, you start to find transformation or transcendence, which connects us to the energy of 8. And 1 plus 7 is 8. So now we're going to move into the soul sectors of this reading. And this leads us into the Dharma sector. And the Dharma sector is your soul's purpose. So here we have the energies of Own or Gorse and the Judgment card. In order to fulfill your Dharma and live a life where you are embodying your spirit and soul and alchemizing your divine gifts and higher nature into physical form, you have learned how to withstand adversity and still blossom in all types of environments and protect your sacredness in the process. And now with the Judgment card, you are being encouraged to go through a life review and look at where in your own life you don't feel supported in living out your Dharma, and to let go of the story by seeing that the story of your life was created out of the state of consciousness you were in, and to cut out the limiting or restricting beliefs that are creating adversities and roadblocks at a physical level. You are being encouraged not only to address these beliefs, but also to transcend how certain beliefs have created certain emotions within your body and nervous system. This can be done through meditation, yoga, dance, breath work, etc. Addressing these things at a belief and body level will clear out any negative karma that is blocking you from being metaphorically reborn into a less restrictive version of yourself. And this is going to lead us into the moksha aspect of this reading. And moksha represents transcendence and what you need to transcend in order to fulfill your Dharma. So here we have Heather or in reversed and the Queen of Wands. So with Heather or in reversed, it's all about love and being able to love oneself and go through a transformation through shadow integration. This means that instead of looking at people or structures in your reality that you feel are oppressing you, you need to recognize that your physical experiences are a reflection of your current level of consciousness. If you feel judgmentally towards someone or feel like someone else in your environment is oppressing you, you need to turn inwards and ask yourself, what about that person annoys you? And how is this actually reflecting a disowned aspect of yourself that your conscious awareness is rejecting from acknowledging that that vibration actually exists within you? If you feel like you are experiencing a lot of oppression in your environment when it comes to living your soul's truth and in being who you are, whether that oppression is coming from friends or family, you need to ask yourself how and why you are oppressing yourself and how you are creating the experience of oppression or adversity through the structure of your own thought patterns. And as you begin to do this, you will begin to take ownership for parts of your shadow, and that will allow you to step into your wholeness, which will enable you to become the Queen of Wands. You will see the world from a more wisdom-oriented point of view, and you will be able to harness the energy of your own primordial fire, the divine inspiration that is within you that will allow you to embody your truth and embrace the embodiment of royalty within you. Okay, so now we're going to move into the Artha aspect of this reading. And the Artha sector represents your environment and how you create an environment that supports you in fulfilling your dharma or your soul's purpose. So here we have Eoho, or you reversed, and the Queen of Swords. Eoho upright is all about the internal transformation that is necessary for new beginnings or transcendence. Since it is reversed, this is showing that you are still holding on to past stories and the beliefs or emotions related to those stories that are preventing the collapse of those structures to occur within your reality. And here with the Queen of Swords, you are being called to cut out those beliefs and create new boundaries by cutting out relationships and structures that you've outgrown. If you have a friend who is always making passive-aggressive comments towards you, now is the time to allow distance from that relationship. Putting up healthy boundaries and being clear about what type of behavior you will and will not accept in your life uplifts your self-esteem, heals your nervous system, and helps you to be in your power and to find new relationships that nurture you. And now we're moving on to the karma aspect of this reading. So karma is all about pleasure and what brings pleasure in life, and how this naturally connects you to your dharma or your soul's purpose. So here we have Gort or Ivy. Gort or Ivy is all about tenacity and how we derive energy and resources from our environment. Since this ogham usually has undertones of some sort of ruthless or tenacious behavior performed as a means of survival, you are being called to examine how you have begun to enjoy and derive pleasure from either being on the end or receiving end of ruthless behavior and treatment. You are also being called to examine how you continue to create cycles of suffering through your own addiction to the pleasure of replaying old stories of ruthlessness or oppressive treatment that you've endured that causes you extreme emotions such as anger and pain, or by how you inflict this type of treatment onto others and derive pleasure from it. If you address this issue by clearing out your own addiction to the pleasure of the pain of ruthless behavior that is either being inflicted by you or that you've inflicted onto others, it will help you to heal your nervous system and emotions so that you can be in a state of spiritual and emotional nourishment that is necessary to be in the energy of the Ace of Cups, which is all about emotional and spiritual renewal and about the inner peace that will give you the internal clarity that is necessary to alchemize your talents and divine inspirations into physical reality. I'm High Priestess, Miss Noreen Alcyone. Like and subscribe for more shamanism.